Hey guys, this is my final video for this class. This week I had a tough time wrapping my head around modernism and postmodernism, and I'm still a little confused about the concepts of modernism. However, from what the text explains, modernism is linear, more serious, and skeptical. So for my example of a show that follows modernism, I think House MD has some qualities of modernism because Dr. House is very skeptical and serious. He also acts like he is more elite than others, and that was one of the characteristics of modernism. For an example of postmodernism, I think Futurama is a really good example. Futurama has many different qualities that show it to be postmodern, such as intertextuality, contradiction, irony, and pastiche. House is definitely much more serious of a show than Futurama, and although both have an underlying story, House is much more focused on the resolution of the plot for each episode than Futurama is. Like I said before, I had a really hard time finding a solid definition of modernism, and it was really hard to think of an example in television of modernism because the movement ended before television even really took off. So it was hard to find examples of that. But postmodernism, in my opinion, is just a lot easier to understand in comparison to modernism in relation to television, just because there's so many different characteristics and examples that we see every day on different TV shows of postmodernism. For the second part of the video prompt this week was to watch an episode of Family Guy, The Simpsons, South Park, or SNL. We watched a very recent episode of The Simpsons. I think it was actually their Halloween episode from a couple weeks ago. And the references for intertextuality included SpongeBob, Cthulhu, Futurama, Orville, the book Goodnight Moon, Smurfs, and Jurassic Park at the end. And I do think this show is a really good example of postmodern television because there is pastiche, and the whole show basically revolves around the concept of intertextuality. So, hope everybody had a great week, and good luck on the end of the semester.